Hey, bundle baby. Did you tell your friend about me, us? Um, I forget her name. It's like Haley the whore or something like that. I don't know. Just tatted up trash. Tatted up trash. But I forgot to mention that one video I got. They actually have. They do they got the angle. It's a lower angle, and they're just doing the left, right, left, right, left, right, like back and forth. And because I had mentioned like the butt cheek jiggle, but they've actually got like all kinds of different angles. It's a good video actually, and they just focus on it. Every now and then those. Like I said, I don't watch a lot of porn because most of it is garbage. I will use it to take a picture and either include in the collage, making of a collage, um, and then presenting the collage in a theme, or I might just use the picture as part of the theme. Because you might get an accidental decent shot, and you might get maybe 5 to 10 seconds of like decent stuff. Like, oh, there you go. You're sucking dick like you should, and then she and boogers are coming out her nose, and she spits on her dick, and it's like, there we go. Now we're back to human behavior. And there's the fucking faggot. Just yeah. Wonder what her farts smell like, or some whatever the fucking faggot fucking human is doing, but like I said, on my planet, ass equals butt cheeks, butt crack, and that crease where ass meets thigh. It means left cheek, right cheek, left cheek, right cheek. It means jiggle and the wiggle, bounce and stuff. Here on Earth, it means twerk and butthole. That's what it means on Earth. Makes no sense to me. Look at this delicious looking pizza. Let's destroy it and just eat the crust, or something, whatever. Not to sound like a fat fuck using food as an analogy, but anyway. I but they focus a lot on that Japanese stuff or Asian, wherever they're from, for my hate horrors. And they will. There's just dun 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 dun. Anyway. But if there's a dude, they always blur out the dick. Fucking I guess they're very homophobic in the Asian culture or some shit. I don't know. We got a guy-girl scene, but we got to blur out the dick. Dumbass cocksuckers. Anyway, sheesh. Fucking humans, man. Worldwide, humans are humans, it's not just, because every country has its own culture and whatnot, norms and social expectations and whatnot. But anyway, I'm up early because that's kind of, I'm kind of an early to bed, early to rise. Even on my weekends, when I go to bed late, I still get up early, and then I'm just tired, which, anyway. um, shit. How was your 4th of July, Katie Boo? I looked at those pictures. Oh, sexy zebra mama, that like summer dress. See, that's the kind of like dress that you you can wear whatever the fuck you want. But you know, I mean, the red one, my favorite ones, and I saved them. And of course, you got your amazing, you know, beautiful smile. And like I said, it's not just your smile; it's your whole motherfucking face. You know, but which I suppose is true with anybody. But the red shirt and the black pants, you know, like that's something you'd wear, like, you know, to the office, you know, if you were like a secretary, depending on what job it is. I like that. I saved that one. And the like dress, you know, the one where you're all, I was a bride and I had got blood all over it. Okay, whatever. And of course, my favorite, sexy zebra mama, you know, and that's sexy, you know, like shit. But not like, oh, you know, it's like, ooh. So every guy is thinking about that now, you know. Ooh, leg, yeah, put it on display, yeah, girl. So you're walking around talking or whatever, you're with your man, you know, with your glass of wine or whatever the event is. That doesn't really seem like that would be like a family event or whatever. But anyway. Oh, yeah. So. What are you looking at me like that for? Oh, that's my favorite out of all them Babbitt videos. The corn one's fairly decent, I guess. The one where the baby's grabbing the pasta, that's not really funny. That's just the logistics of going anywhere with a Babbitt. But and the one where it's like looking at the chicken fingers or chicken nuggets or whatever. See, that's the thing about babies, you know. Everything is just so new, you know. That's literally the first time that baby has seen a plate of food like that, you know, and it's just, damn, dog. Speaking of how Cindy. Oh, shit. You want one of those? Like a man, you know, to love you and hold you at night and support you and build you up. And like I said, he brings out the best in you, you bring out the best in him. And it takes two people who have the wherewithal and the ability to recognize that shit. At least one. Most likely, it would be better if it was the dude. See, here's the thing. Chicks are like naive and stupid and shit, and they're just reactionary. And dudes, well, who am I kidding? They're the same. But generally speaking, in like a traditional sense, the dude is hard-headed. You know, so it's like pride and ego. Not like the kind that my brother-in-law has, because I did a quick audio, I wasn't so quick talking about him. I just do, whatever. I did kind of, the title was kind of catchy. I forgot. I was going to show a picture of like a cartoon dude, but I didn't post it with like a big wide mouth. And he's got like his hands up, you know, like he's jacking a dick, you know, or whatever. But because that's just who he is. So, but like I said, you know, Katie Boo, I don't understand why you're your age and not married. It seems like dudes would just be tripping over themselves to wife you up, you know. So obviously you must have some sort. Well, not obviously, but I would suspect that something happens, you know, like a month to 3 months into the relationship, and the dude's like, "It's been real. Peace out," you know. It's not you, it's me, you know, whatever, you know. I don't know what you're dating. I don't know you from shit. You know? The only version of you I get is the sleepy, you know. But I mean, every now and then there's kind of some normal, like you were pushing one of your sponsors and whatever, you know. I don't know. I don't know how you hang. I don't know how you what your behavior is. When you go to the loser festival. Are you gonna be dancing around and shit? Just all energetic and having a good time and happy because that's how girls are. They get caught in the moment. Guys, not so much. They can, but generally speaking, a guy is like, this is cool, but he'll be in more control of his shit. You know, that's why girls, they get up in a bar when their favorite music comes on and start taking their clothes off. That's chick behavior. Um, you're just in the moment. And chicks like to dance. That's something that they do when they're in the moment. But um, so, and especially because your current position in life, you're older. You're like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. You want to find love, you want to find a man, you want to get married, have your day, the white wedding dress. You know, not only for yourself and hopefully, it's not just 100% selfish, which it's probably not. You know, uh, uh, but I've said before, it's not being loved is nice. It's warm and fuzzy, but loving is the true reward. Um, and that's me talking. I mean, I'm sure that's a pretty common thing. It's probably been said billions of times by billions of different people, but I didn't hear that on some YouTube video or a movie or whatever. So, but you know, there's probably a part of that, that's gonna like help, with your. Like I said, I don't know what your family deal is. The idea that I threw out there was neglect. Like your sister, is the princess, and you're just a leftover, in La La Land, or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. It may have been physical. It may have been sexual. I do not know. So if it's sexual, that's a real fucking bummer because then like anything sexual triggers shit, and that's ingrained, in the human brain. If you were sexually abused, there's no working through that. There's no compartmentalizing that. That's just something that's always going to be with you, So if I touch you in a certain way, or I slap your ass in a certain way, it's like that will always be, a trigger, and that's a bummer, man. But for me and you, because you don't get to enjoy that, because it was destroyed. It was, anyway, I don't know. Maybe it was just something pissant, neglect. Oh, Katie, she's always off in La La Land, Like I said, the example I give, which I think is a pretty clever one, let's say your sister, your sibling is older, so she has her period and mom takes her out for ice cream, right? You have yours, and she's like, what? You didn't like know this was gonna happen, or whatever, and just, but whatever, you know what I'm saying. So that I use that example. I should have stated this the first time I brought it up. When I was like in, I don't know, 5th grade or some shit, we watched a video about going through puberty or some shit. That's the example they give. Pretty cheesy, right? So, I still occasionally have nocturnal emissions, aka wet dreams. I haven't in a while, probably like 7 years or so. That I know of. So, um, I could say I could say a bunch of shit right now, but I'm not going to about sexual excitement build up. Come semen production, sperm production, ejaculatory volume, force, and pump speed and all that. Oh, I know shit. I know so much shit. It's not even funny. So, and that goes for her too. It's not just self-serving. No shit. Hump your pillow, motherfucker. You want to relive real life? Seems like a lot. It's not, well, yeah, no. It's the work and the commitment, okay? It's like you can't ever, you know what I mean? Especially with Katie Boo, it's like with her age and she's wanting to find Mr. Right, it's not like, hey, that was, let's do this again in a month or whatever, let's, have a weekend together. It's like you're looking for the the real deal, So she is. You should probably get going. Where? What are you talking about? I don't have anything to do today. Or where? Home. I figured I'd stay with you at least for a couple more days. I have like this look of like shock and fear. Well, I guess you could. What are you gonna do? That means we gotta do something. Cause I don't know what I was gonna do, but I don't really have any plans. I guess I'll do that manly shit. So you so what are you gonna do all day? You like cook and shit? I'll have to watch a YouTube video. And what does a guy do all day when he's in a relationship living with his girlfriend? I'm just fucking around. Anyway, so you're gonna be there's like no anticipation, You're just here. Like I walk inside, there you are. Yeah. You don't leave. I get to look forward to seeing you again the next day. What if I want to sleep by myself? So I'm just being silly as shit. Speaking the truth, though. Yeah. But fortunately, I don't have to worry about that. Because I'm just a troll. I don't do shit like that. And this is all fucking bullshit. So, but I watched a movie the other day. Must be right. It's called The Company Men. It popped up, on YouTube. It's got Ben Affleck in it, and I forget how it came about. The accountant. I guess there's the accountant, and then there's the accountant 2, where Ben Affleck plays like a retired, I don't know, badass. So I'm gonna watch those, both of them. I like Ben Affleck. He's an older actor. I first encountered him in the movie Good Will Hunting, and then I saw him in the movie Pearl Harbor. And that's kind of really all the movies I've seen him in. Man, what was the one? Pearl Harbor. Yeah, that had what's his name in it? Well, shit, they got the B-25 Mitchell in it. Ooh, I better start paying attention. I'll have to watch that. The Doolittle raid. Yeah. Where they launched because they didn't have the catapult back in the day. You had to take off and land, just on your own with no assistance. So, yeah, I'll have to watch that. But, anyway, yeah, The Company Man. It had Tommy Lee Jones, and it's an old one too. Another dude, I forget his name. He was in the movie October Sky. Your daddy was the best employee I ever had. The best worker. I don't know. I guess coal miners. Woo! Yeah. But anyway, interesting movie. I guess you know. You can watch it if you have to. You might appreciate it. You know. Loses his job. You know. Ends up kind of working in construction, and then they kind of start doing their own thing. It's an interesting movie. So I guess it's just one of those feel good movies or whatever. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It's just a decent movie, you know. But there was this one scene where Tommy Lee Jones is talking with a dude. And he's all, she's good with kids. Does she have any of her own? And that scene made me think of you because it was like a little girl who was like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years old, in a little dress with a basket, like picking flowers, or it was Easter or something like that. So she was looking for Easter eggs. It just sort of reminded me of you for some reason. And you know, she's good with kids. Does she have any of her own? No, she's got a dog. But you know, and at the wedding, you know, when you do finally find Mr. Right, and I'm Katie, look, you know, good things come to those who wait. Don't hate, participate. Those who hesitate, masturbate. But I heard a DJ on the radio say that like 1,000 years ago. Those petty ankle biting haters. Then you got guys like me. Fuck off! I'll just be over here hating and masturbating. Don't want to, you know, ruin anybody's vibe. We good. I'm just gonna go. I used to get invited to parties and shit, though. You know, the whole, like I said, the bachelor pad. You know, we had one official kegger. There was people in and out of there all the time. You know, house parties, quote unquote. You know, got the hot tub going. You know, the barbecue. You know, I was pretty rad. You know, plus I had my car and everybody knew it. You know, blah blah blah. So. Everybody knew it. Well, one guy did, because we were sitting out there, and I was sitting in a lawn chair, you know, with my sunglasses on, just chilling like a villain. Some guy was out there. He leaned over and he saw the Batmobile parked on the side of the house, and he's all, "I know that car. That's the car that smoked up the block that one day. I did a burnout, you know, and just it was one of those good burnouts that filled the wheel wells, and then I slowly started moving forward, so I had a line of smoke behind me, you know, and then just." You know, let off the gas and just threw it in second and just, you know, drove out of there. And he's all, I want to know the guy who drives that car. I want the guy who drives that car to fuck my girlfriend. So when I'm fucking my girlfriend, I'm fucking the chick who fucked the guy who drives that car. And I just sitting there, I'm like, that's my car. And he's like, right. I'm like, no, that's my car. I live here with, you know, Joe Blow and Mr. McGee. Most of that's true. But, anyway. Like this one girl at the bowling alley, she's like, "Hi," she comes up and talks to me and stuff, gives me a hug, whatever, I don't remember. And she runs off. You know, it was just a quick little thing. and my friend was there, and I look. He was looking at me, and I looked at him, and I'm all, I don't know who that is, and I genuinely didn't. And he just started laughing, you know. I wasn't a player or anything like that by any stretch of the imagination, but maybe she mistook me for some. I just thought of that right now. Maybe she genuinely thought I was somebody else. But like I said, you know, it's like there was no. She didn't like kiss me on the cheek or anything. It was just like, hey, I gotta run. Oh, you know, who the fuck are you? But you know, yeah, depending on how my hair and my beard look, I do look like Hugh Jackman. So, like Wolverine. So, yeah. But, kind of forgot what I was talking about. Kitty, kitty bug, wedding. So, like, you know, Little Miss Wide could eat a whole potato sideways, you know, mouth with her kid. Well, it wouldn't be old enough by that point. Just all that, and then secretly it would, you know, it'd be like, see, I did it, you know, I found, you know, my man, you know, and we're gonna start a family. I did it. You didn't think I could, you know, and maybe like there's gonna be a part of that just because it can't not, because you're human. So, but anyway, I'm up here at 27 minutes, so. Bundle baby. Seriously, think about maybe doing a, you know, a quick walk up, just ba-dum, yeah. Or maybe get your friend to do it. Tattered up, damaged goods. What a piece of trash. Look at you. What the fuck happened to you, you goth girl? Look at her bedroom, for crying out loud. It's Halloween every day. Freak.